There comes a time in nearly every man's life when the road forward disappears. You look around and all you see is fog. No signs, no direction, no voices calling your name. You look up to the heavens and ask, "What now?" And often there is silence. That silence is what makes most men give up. To be lost in life is not the end. It is the beginning of a new birth. For it is only when you are lost that you begin to search. And it is only when you search that you find what was meant for you, not what the world handed you, but what God assigned to you. We are trained to believe that life should be linear. School, job, marriage, house, children, retirement. But what if the Creator designed you to take a different path? What if your detour is divine? What if being lost is not a mistake, but a message? You may not have it all figured out, and that's okay. The truth is, no one really does. The ones who seem sure of themselves are often the most afraid. They have chosen comfort over calling, safety over destiny, but not you. You wouldn't be listening right now if you were one of them. You're searching, which means something inside you refuses to settle. Something inside you refuses to die. Being lost is painful. It's confusing. It makes you question your worth, your decisions, your very existence. But I want you to remember something. Even gold must go through fire before it shines. Even seeds must be buried in darkness before they bloom. And so must you. Maybe you feel like time is running out. Maybe you've made mistakes that haunt you. Maybe your dreams feel too distant, your goals too impossible. But let me ask you this, who told you your story was over? Who told you it's too late? Who told you you're not good enough? Because whoever said that lied. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were meant to walk your own path, and sometimes that path looks like wilderness. Sometimes it looks like isolation. But in that wilderness you find clarity. In that isolation you find strength. You don't know how powerful you are until the world strips everything from you, and you're left with nothing but your will. You were not made to be weak. You were not made to be confused. You were made in the image of the infinite. That means you have the power to decide again, to rise again, to start again. Being lost doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're on the verge of a breakthrough. Don't curse the season you're in. Learn from it. Embrace it. The lost years are not wasted. They are your training ground. They are preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Every delay, every disappointment, every detour, it's all part of the divine curriculum. You are being sculpted, carved, molded into the person you were born to become. You cannot become who you were created to be by staying who you are. Growth requires discomfort. Transformation requires trials. Evolution demands elevation, and elevation requires you to leave some things behind. Some people will walk away. Let them. Some doors will close. Let them. Some plans will fall apart. Let them. Because anything that is truly for you will not leave you, and anything that leaves you is never truly for you. You see, being lost forces you to question everything, your beliefs, your values, your vision, and that's a gift. Because most people go through life on autopilot. They never stop to ask, why am I here? But you are asking, and the asking is the beginning of wisdom. There's a voice inside you, a voice that never left you, a voice that keeps whispering, keep going. Don't give up. You are not done yet. That voice is your compass. That voice is your truth. And if you listen closely, it will guide you through the darkness. You were born for a purpose. Your existence is not random. Your gifts are not an accident. There's something in you that the world needs, but the world will never receive it if you quit now. So don't. Don't surrender to the confusion. Don't bow to the fear. Don't let doubt write your story. Instead, rise up, not with rage, but with resolve. Not with noise, but with clarity. Look in the mirror and remind yourself who you are. Remind yourself what you've already survived. The nights you thought would break you, but didn't. The pain you thought would kill you, but didn't. The heartbreak that made you stronger. The failure that taught you more than any success ever could. You're not behind. You're not late. You're not lost. You're being led. Sometimes God hides your next step until you're strong enough to take it. Sometimes He removes the map so that you finally learn to trust the guide. You don't need to know the whole journey. You only need to take the next step in faith. Start where you are, with what you have. Do what you can, and trust that it's enough. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. It doesn't exist. But progress, that exists. And progress comes from action, not perfection. If you're confused about your purpose, start with service. Who can you help today? What problem can you solve? What difference can you make, even if it's small? When you begin to serve, you begin to see. Your gifts awaken. Your path becomes clearer, and the fog starts to lift. You don't need a title to have influence. You don't need a platform to have power. You don't need the applause of the world to be significant. You already are, because significance is not what you do. It's who you become in the process. Stop comparing your journey to others. Their path is not your path. Their timing is not your timing. You are not in competition with anyone. You are in alignment with your assignment. And sometimes that means standing still until the ground beneath you shifts. Even the strongest trees do not grow overnight. Even the tallest buildings begin in silence, below the ground, where no one sees. So if no one sees your growth right now, don't panic. Keep going. Keep working. Keep believing you are not lost, you are becoming. And when the time is right, the doors will open. The answers will come. The way will be made clear. But you must keep walking. You must keep the faith. You must refuse to let this moment define your destiny. The ones who change the world are not the ones who always know what to do. They are the ones who refuse to stop even when they don't. So if you're lost right now, I want you to do one thing: breathe, slow down, get quiet, and listen. Because buried under the noise of the world is the voice of your soul. It is soft, but it is strong, and it is calling you home. You are not finished. You are not forgotten. And you are not alone. You are exactly where you need to become everything you were meant to be. Now go forward, not because the path is clear, but because your faith is stronger than your fear. And that, my friend, is how the lost are found. So many people walk through life under the illusion that certainty equals success. They wait to feel sure, to feel prepared, to feel ready before they move. But life doesn't work that way. Readiness is not a feeling. It's a decision. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do when you feel lost is simply to move. Even a small step in an unknown direction shakes the soul awake. You are not a machine designed for predictability. You are a spiritual being wired for growth, for discovery, for risk. The very essence of being alive means you will not always know. That's the cost of greatness, the willingness to live in the mystery. The world teaches you to fear uncertainty, but in truth, uncertainty is the playground of miracles. It's where innovation is born, where visionaries are shaped, where destiny is rewritten. You cannot unlock what's inside you by clinging to the familiar. You must be willing to enter the unknown, and you must do it without guarantees. The pain you're carrying, the confusion you're facing, the silence you've been living in, it all has purpose. Do not waste it. Do not try to numb it. Do not run from it. Use it. Sit with it. Listen to what it's trying to teach you. If life has stripped away the things you once found comfort in, perhaps it's because they were no longer meant to carry you. Sometimes the collapse is the cure. Sometimes the breakdown is the blessing. And sometimes the thing you're calling lost is actually the hand of God setting you free from what you were never meant to cling to. You must become comfortable with discomfort. That's where real growth lies. If you always need to feel secure, you'll never do anything great. If you always need answers, you'll never discover the real questions. It's in the wandering that wisdom is born. Look at your life right now, not with fear, but with curiosity. What is this season revealing about you? What part of you is being refined? What lies are being exposed? What truth is trying to rise up from beneath the surface? You see, being lost is not about location. It's about identity. It's not about where you are, but about who you believe you are. If you think you're broken, then every step forward will feel like a burden. But if you begin to see yourself as chosen, as called, as equipped, even if you don't yet feel like it, then the very ground you walk on begins to shift. Your mindset is the compass. Your faith is the fuel. Your action is the map. Don't wait until you feel brave. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's action in the presence of it. Don't wait until someone validates your direction. The dream was given to you, not them. Don't wait until the voices around you approve. The only voice that must echo louder than all others is the one within. The longer you stay stuck in analysis, the more your dreams suffocate under the weight of hesitation. You don't need more time. You need more belief. You don't need more clarity. You need more courage. There will be days when you wake up and nothing makes sense. Keep going. There will be moments when your past screams louder than your future. Keep going. There will be hours when you feel like a fraud, like a failure, like a fool for even trying. Keep going. Because on the other side of persistence is power. You do not need to control the outcome. You need only control your obedience to the call that tugs at your spirit. Some call it intuition. Others call it conviction. I call it the whisper of the divine, and it's been guiding people out of dark places long before your name was known. Remember this, nothing in your life is wasted. Not the mistakes, not the setbacks, not the detours. Every experience holds value if you're willing to learn from it. Every loss carries a lesson. Every delay hides direction. But you must lean in. You must be willing to extract the treasure from the tragedy. Do not let this moment define you. Let it refine you. Most people never reach their potential because they quit in the middle. They quit when it's quiet. They quit when it's hard. They quit when it feels like nothing is happening. But the work is always happening. Even in the silence, especially in the silence. Your future self is begging you, don't give up now. Don't abandon the process just because you can't yet see the result. Don't throw away the promise just because the path doesn't look like you expected. If you could see who you are becoming, you would never again doubt your struggle. The confusion you feel is a sign that you are evolving. The discomfort you feel is a signal that you are shedding your old self. Growth is rarely graceful, but it is always necessary. You are walking through the fire not to be destroyed, but to be forged. And that fire will reveal your essence. It will burn off the illusions. It will melt away the fear. It will incinerate the expectations placed on you by others. And what remains, what survives, is the truth. You may be in the middle of the most uncertain season of your life, but don't curse it. Don't run from it. Don't numb it. Let it do its work in you. Let it cleanse you of what you no longer need. Let it prune you for the fruit that has not yet arrived. Because the lost years are not empty, they are pregnant. Pregnant with purpose. Pregnant with revelation. Pregnant with strength. And when the time comes, that which has been growing in silence will be seen. And it will be glorious. It's easy to believe that being lost means you've failed, that you've missed something important, that somehow, somewhere, you took the wrong turn. But what if the wrong turn was the right one? What if the path you're on right now, this confusing, unclear, uncertain path, is precisely where your greatness will be born? The people who discover their true calling are not always the ones who knew from the start. They are the ones who were willing to get lost long enough to find it. They were willing to wander, to weep, to wait. They were willing to let go of what made sense in exchange for what made purpose. And purpose rarely makes sense in the beginning. Purpose doesn't show up with a spotlight and an instruction manual. It comes in whispers, in nudges, in silent moments when no one is watching. It grows inside of you like a secret fire, slowly consuming everything false until all that's left is pure intent. You are being undone so that you can be remade. And yes, that process is disorienting. Yes, that process is painful. But what's the alternative? To go back to what was safe but small, to shrink to fit into someone else's expectations, to pretend you're fine while your soul screams for more. No, that is not why you're here. You were not born to conform. You were born to awaken. And sometimes awakening doesn't look like success. Sometimes it looks like solitude. Sometimes it looks like loss. Sometimes it looks like starting over for the 5th time. But each time you rise again, you rise a little clearer, a little stronger, a little wiser. The world wants instant results. It praises the outcome, not the process. But the process is where the magic happens. The process is where your character is carved, where your faith is tested, where your resilience is built. The process is sacred. Don't rush it, and don't despise the slow seasons. The slow seasons are where the roots go deep. You can't bear lasting fruit without first becoming grounded. You can't carry the weight of a meaningful life without first developing the inner strength to sustain it. There is something holy about feeling lost, because in that state you become humble. You become teachable. You become real, and real is rare. When you are stripped of your plans, your titles, your comforts, what's left is your truth. What's left is your essence. And that essence is enough. That essence is powerful. That essence is the starting point for a new life, built not on ego, but on authenticity. Start paying attention to what your soul is drawn to in this season. Who inspires you, not just with their words, but with their spirit? What moments spark your heart, even if they make no logical sense? What dreams refuse to die inside you, no matter how many times you try to bury them? These are clues. They are not random. They are guideposts on your path. You don't need to force your way into a future that doesn't fit you. You need only follow the quiet pull toward what feels aligned. Trust the tug. Trust the yearning. Trust the curiosity, because curiosity is a sacred invitation. It's the soul's way of leading you home. You are not here to chase validation. You are not here to impress the crowd. You are not here to fit in. You are here to express something eternal, something only you carry, something that cannot be replicated, copied, or stolen. And that kind of expression does not come from clarity. It comes from courage. The courage to walk when you don't know where you're going. The courage to build when nothing is guaranteed. The courage to keep believing when no one else sees what you see. You must live from that place. From the fire, not the formula. From the conviction, not the crowd. From the soul, not the surface. And yes, it will cost you. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you certainty. It will cost you the life you thought you wanted. But in return, it will give you something far greater. It will give you you, the real you, the unshakable you, the you that was buried beneath expectations, opinions, fear, and failure. That's who this season is calling forth. Not the performer, not the pleaser, not the perfect one, but the true one, the deep one, the bold one, the one who dares to be fully alive, even when they feel lost. ChatGPT said, and while you may not see it now, every step you're taking, every uncertain decision, every sleepless night, every tear cried in silence, is building something in you that cannot be undone. It's building a depth the shallow cannot touch, a wisdom the loud cannot fake, a strength that no applause can grant and no failure can steal. So don't run from this chapter. Don't skip it. Don't numb it. Live it. Let it shape you. Let it strip away the illusions you once clung to so tightly. Let it break open the shell that kept your real self trapped, because you cannot be found until you are willing to be exposed. Most people never find out who they are because they are too afraid to lose who they pretended to be. But not you. Not anymore. You are being called higher now. You are being pulled out of the false comfort of imitation and summoned into the wild freedom of authenticity. And that's not an easy path. It's not the pretty one. It's not the path lined with certainty and smooth pavement. It's the rugged road, the lonely road, the road of self-confrontation and faith. But it's also the only road that leads to the life your soul longs to live. You'll lose people along the way. You'll lose approval. You'll lose the image you once carefully protected. But you'll gain yourself. And once you have that, once you truly know who you are, you'll realize that nothing else really mattered. Not the likes, not the opinions, not the applause, not the plan. All that ever mattered was whether or not you had the courage to answer the call in your spirit, the one that wouldn't go away, the one that kept visiting you in the middle of the night, the one that haunted your dreams and refused to die quietly. That call is your assignment, and feeling lost may just be the first step toward finally honoring it. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the pressure to arrive. Let go of the need to explain yourself to people who were never meant to understand you. Not everyone is supposed to get it. Not everyone is supposed to walk with you. Some were only meant to point you in the direction of your next decision and then step aside. You don't need more people. You need more presence. Presence with yourself. Presence with your pain. Presence with your purpose. Because when you get still enough to really listen, you'll hear the truth you've been avoiding. The truth that says you are not behind. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are in between who you were and who you're becoming. Between the life you had and the life that is calling. Between the breakdown and the breakthrough. This space, the in-between, is sacred. It is where transformation lives. It is where foundations are rebuilt and identities are reforged. It is the place of becoming, and it cannot be rushed. Let others rush. Let others chase. Let others run toward what looks good. You stay rooted. You stay honest. You stay aligned with what feels right, even if you can't explain it yet, because the truth is, clarity comes after commitment, not before it. You don't get to see the whole picture until you decide to step into it. And once you do, once you commit to showing up fully as yourself, messy, unsure, but willing, the path begins to reveal itself one step at a time. And with each step, the fog begins to lift, not all at once, not in dramatic fashion, but slowly, steadily, quietly, until one day you wake up and realize you're no longer questioning whether or not you belong here. You know you do. So if today you find yourself wandering, questioning, doubting, hear this now. You are not lost. You are being called. You are being prepared. You are being stretched for something greater than comfort, something more meaningful than approval, something deeper than success. Do not curse the confusion. Bless it, for it means you're still searching, still alive, still in motion. It means your soul refuses to settle for a life that is small, safe, and silent. And that alone makes you rare. So rise. Rise not because everything is clear, but because your spirit demands it. Walk forward not because the path is smooth, but because you were born to walk it. Speak up not because you're certain, but because silence is no longer an option. Let this moment mark you. Let it refine you. Let it remind you of who you are and what you carry. You don't need the full map. You just need the faith to take the next step. Because the truth is, you were never lost.